Welcome to the another videos on my YouTube channel. So today I will discuss about the different routes of drug administrations, and I will detailedly discuss about the each and every routes of drug administrations. And today also we'll discuss about the first pass effects and the bioavailability. What is the bioavailability? So just be with me. Once again, welcome to the another videos on my YouTube channel. So as I told, today I will discuss about the routes of drug administrations. See, classifications of the routes of drug administration. So before that we need to know some important informations like what is the bioavailability, okay, and what is the fast pass effect. Okay, so let's see. First we will see what is the bioavailability and fast pass effect, then we will move on to the what are the different types of the routes of drug administrations. Okay, so let's see. So assume that is a type of drug, okay, that is a drug. So whenever the drug is administered through orally, suppose that drug is administered through orally, okay, so the drug is entering through our GIT tract, okay. So after the administrations of the drug, and this drug is entering and passing through our GIT tract, okay. So whenever the drug is administered into or through orally, okay, so whenever the drug is entered through orally, so the drug is first of all liquefied, okay, the drug is first of all liquefied, okay. So that liquefied drug for purification, so that drug it's need to be purified, okay, the drug needs to be purified, okay. So after the liquefaction of the drug is slowly enter into our liver. So suppose assume that is a liver, that is our liver, okay, that is our liver, okay. So after the liquefaction the drug is enter into our liver, okay, and for purification, after the purification, and it is enter into our liver, and it is getting purified, so the drug is purified, okay. So after the purifications of this drug, it's the purified drug enters into the circulatory system, okay, understood. So the purified drug is enter into the circulatory systems, means the circulations, it is enter into the circulations, blood circulations, okay. So what about the unusual or unexcreted things? Means after the purifications, mean it is getting purified, means some of the drugs material is unpurified, mean not necessary for our body, right? So that not necessity part, those not necessity part of the drug, it should be excreted, right? Means it should be excreted, okay. So after the purifications of the drug, the unusual drugs particle, it should be excreted, right? So that unusual drug particle, it will be excreted through our kidney, okay, suppose that is our kidney. So this kidney is helpful for excreting the unusual drugs particle as a urine, as a urine, understood. So what is that process? So that is the process of the we are calling fast pass effect, means the fast pass effect, okay. So we'll see what is the fast pass effect. Mean the after the drug administration, the drug is getting liquefied, and that drug for purification, it's come across or passes through GIT tract and enter into our liver. Okay, and after the purified or purifications of this drug, it's need to go to the blood circulatory system. Okay, so that purified drug and what is and the necessity part of the drug, it's enter into our circulatory system, and unusual or not necessity part of the drug, it should be excreted out, right? So it should be excreted out. Okay, so that unusual part is excreted through our kidney as a urine. So that is called fast pass effect. Understood? That is called fast pass effect. Mean whenever the drug is enter into our body, okay, so after the fast pass into our liver or into our GIT tract, through our GIT tract and into our liver, what is happening? What is the result? So the result is some of the amount of the drug is enter into our blood circulatory system, and remaining one, those are not necessary in our for our body, these are excreted out as a urine. Understood? So that is called fast pass effect. And we'll see what is the bioavailability. What is the bioavailability? Okay, what is the bioavailability? So as I told in that process, what is the bioavailability? Look at this. Means suppose the drug is administered into our body, okay, into our through orally it is entering. Okay, so suppose the drug amount is 500 mg. Okay, so try to concentrate on the topic. Okay, so the drug amount is, the drug dose is 500 mg. Okay, if without excreting anything, means after the administrations of the drug 500 mg, if it is not excreting anything, even one person's also, if it is not excreting, okay, if it is not excreting, so then we will call, mean the whole 500 mg enter into the circulatory system, so if like that only happen, so we'll call the 100% bioavailability. 100% bioavailability. Okay, so 100% bioavailability. Understood? If so suppose in case of the oral, so oral route, so we'll have less bioavailability. Why? Because after the administrations of the drug through our orally, so after the administrations of the drug through orally, it's getting little bit, it's having the fast pass effect, right? So it's having the fast pass effect, means after the administrations of the drug, it is excreting little bit. Okay, so whole drug is not utilizing through our into our circulatory systems. So that is the reason we cannot say, so in our oral route have the 100% bioavailability. Okay, I think you get me, right? So you have gotten idea. So in case of the bioavailability, if the whole administered drug is enter into our circulatory systems, then only we can call that it's having the 100% bioavailability. I think you understood, right? So next we'll see about the classifications. Okay, as I told, so today our topic is classifications of the routes of the drug administrations, different routes. So see, so as I told that systemic, so it's having the routes of drug administrations, it's of two type. First one is the systemic and the second one is the local. Okay, first one is the systemic and the second one is the local. So under the systemic, it's having two types. What is that? Like first one is the enteral and the second one is the parenteral. Okay, so under the enteral route we'll have the oral route, sublingual route, and rectal route. So I will tell about the place of the drug administration, means oral route. So how we can take the drug or how we can administer the drug. Understood? So in case of the enteral route or oral route, so the drug is administered through mouth. Through mouth. Understood? So the drug is administered through mouth. Okay. So the drug is administered through mouth. So in case of the oral drug administration, so it's having less bioavailability. It's having the fast pass effect. Understood? It's having the fast pass effect. So because of the fast pass effect, we cannot prefer always the oral route for the administrations of the drug. Understood? So that is about the oral route. And next we'll see what is the sublingual route. So in case of the sublingual route, so the drug so is the drug is administered beneath to the tongue. Okay, beneath to the tongue. So in our tongue, as you all know, in our tongue, beneath to the tongue means the below to the tongue. Okay, in our tongue. So see the screen, so you will get idea. Understood? So beneath to the tongue, the drug is administered. Understood? Mean if we'll put the drug at the beneath to the tongue, okay, because of the high vascularizations at the tongue region below to the sublingual region, okay, so it is acting so rapidly more than the oral route. So it will take time. In case of the oral route, it will take time for the showing actions, but in case of the sublingual, because of the high vascularizations at the sublingual region, the if the drug is just put it on the beneath to the tongue or the sublingual region, so within one very few, it means very few minute, within the very few minutes of time, the drug is showing its action. Understood? So that is about the sublingual. And in case of the rectal drug administrations, so what is about the rectal? So in case of the rectal region drug administrations, so what kinds of drug is administering? Suppose that the different drugs like suppositories, and GTs, suppositories, okay, and enema. So suppose those are those type of patients, in case of the constipated patients, okay, in case of the constipated patients, suppose those patients are having constipation, severe constipations, so that type of patients can prefer this type of drug administrations. So through the suppositories and enema, we are applying the rectal drug administrations. Okay, means at the rectal region we are putting the drug, and it is also having the rapid onset of the actions. But what is the disadvantage is like the patient will feel so irritated, very uncomfortable, right? Why? Because at the rectal region not every patient will be so comfortable, right? Understood? So in case of the constipations, so the drug is administered like suppositories and enema. So this type of drugs are administered through the rectal route. Understood? So that is all about the enteral route. Understood? That is all about the enteral route. And next we'll see what is the parenteral route. So you can see inhalations. Understood? So that is the inhalations means the drug which is administered through the inhalations means, as you all know, while we are inhaling anything, so we are taking breath, so that is the call inhalations. Okay, so in case of the inhalations, we are administering the drug like by the nebulization. Okay, so nebulizations, so it is the process, means the nebulizations one kinds of procedures where the drug is administered through the inhalations, means the patient is taking breath. In that way, the drug is administered. Understood? So that is one kind of inhalations from, and sometimes we are using. So in the inhalations also having the more bioavailability than the oral route. So inhalations routes having the more bioavailability than the oral route. So sometimes the patients, if the patients are hypoventilated, or the oxygen saturated level is the less than 100%. Okay, so at that time we can prefer the inhalations route for getting more oxygen level, for increase the more oxygen level. Understood? So that is about the inhalations, and next we'll see what is the injections. Okay, that is the main thing. So injections, we are at the clinical sectors or hospitals or nursing homes, we are seeing different injections, right? So sometimes the injections are taking place at the intravenously or the IV, or sometimes intramuscularly, sometimes subcutaneous routely, sometimes intra-arterial, intra-articular, intra-arterial. So I will discuss about the each and everything, don't be worried. So try to concentrate the topic. So what is the intravenous? So in our vein, different vein is there, right? So in our hand, so suppose we are taking the, so the person is dehydrated. Okay, so suppose the person is dehydrated, so at the time that person is needed to the taking glucose level, increase the glucose level, right? And electrolytes balance. So whenever the person is getting imbalances between the electrolytes and fluid, so then only the person is become dehydrated, right? So at that time we need to administer the glucose level through as soon as possible, because if we are not administering the glucose level, because the hypovolemic shock or the dehydrations, the person get the shock and the persons can um, get to die. So for that relief that conditions, we need to administer as soon as possibly. Okay, as fast as possibly we should administer the drug. So the intravenous drug administrations having more bioavailability and more rapid actions on the on our body. Suppose we are drug administering through our, so as you all know, the saline or NS in our hospital sectors, right? So we are administering the drug through intravenously, or the salines, normal salines, or lactatic rings, RL, different salines are available on our clinical sector. So these are the administered through IV. Understood? So that is the IV route drug administrations, and next we'll see intramuscularly. So that is one of the most um, injections route. So in case of the intravenous route, so the drug administered through, so suppose that is the skin layer in our body, that is the skin layer. So the injections is penetrated at the angle of, so I am trying to drawing, I am very poor in drawing, so it doesn't matter, but you need to understood. So that is the, so at the angle of, at the angle of 90 degree, at the angle of 90 degree, suppose that is the needle, and that is in our, that is our body, that is our muscles. Okay, so at the angle of the 90 degree we are administering the drug. Okay, we are administering the drug. Understood? So sometimes the at the shoulder region, we are applying the, we are administering the drug, and sometimes at the gluteal muscles, means at the buttock region we are, we are administering the drug. Understood? So that is about the intramuscular drug administrations. Next we'll see what is the subcutaneous route. So at the angle of the, whenever the, suppose that is the subcutaneous region, subcutaneous area of our skin. So at the angle of the, at the angle of the, at the angle of the 45 degree. Understood? So at the angle of the 45 degree the drug is administered. Understood? So it's also having the more bioavailability rather than the oral route. Understood? So that is the subcutaneous route, or sometimes we are calling it a SC. And next we'll see what is the intra-arterial. So it is the type of the drug administrations wherever the drug is administered into the artery, so you might be have seen. So in our artery region, artery vein, different artery and vein is there, right, in our body. So in our artery region, very, so in the different critical situations we need to administer the drug into the artery region. Okay, so at that time we can prefer the intra arterial drug administrations, mean the drug is administered into the arterial, within the artery region. The drug is administered through injections. So that is about the intra-arterial. And next we'll see intra-articular. What is that? Intra-articular. So intra-articular is the type of drug administrations where the drug is administered between the joint. So suppose that is the joint, look at this, suppose that is the joint, okay, and that is the articular cartilage, understood. So the injection is administered, or the drug is administered at the articular region, understood. So at the articular region, in case of the different arthritis or different cases, severe cases, we can prefer this type of drug administrations at the articular region of the bone. In two bones we can prefer the drug administrations of the intra-articular, understood. And next we'll see intraethical drug administration. Intraethical, so by that name only you can understand, like intraethical means at the spinal region, at the spinal region. So you might have heard about the spinal cord, right? Spinal cord. So at the spinal cord, the injection is injected as the because we have to administer the drug. So we are administering the drug at the region of the spinal cord, at the space of the intraethical space. We are administering the drug. Okay, so that is all about the drug injection, as I told detailedly. So that is all about the injections. And next we'll see the transdermal. Sometimes the transdermally means we are available in our market some patches. Okay, so different patches are available on our transdermal patches in case of the cardiac in case of the different cardiac problems. So suppose the, so we can prefer the transdermal patches. Okay, means we are at the topical region, we are applying the transdermal patches. Okay, and one more thing, so one more injection is available, intracardiac route. So intra means the within and cardiac means the heart, right? And route means the way. So in that intracardiac route means the drug is administered into the cardiac regions, means in our clavicle bone, right, or the collarbone, at the middle third of the collarbone and the third ribs. So we will have 12 pairs of the ribs, right? So at the third intercostal ribs region, we can directly put the injections at the cardiac region. It should be penetrated direct to the heart, not any other ribs or any other muscles or any other things. So in case of the cardiac arrest patients, we can prefer this type of conditions, or this type of routes we can prefer intracardiac route. So it's also having the more bioavailability, understood. So that is all about the injections and the transdermal patches I told. And next we'll see local. So at the skin topical region, suppose as I told in my local anesthetic video, so sometimes we are using the lidocaine gel or different gel available, which is acting as a local drug, local topical or skin topical drug. Means after the taking or after the applying that this type of skin topical region drug. Okay, so that particular region, suppose that person is feeling with pain or suffering with pain. Okay, if the different drug like sprays, okay, or the sprays, different sprays are there, like you might have seen like the move Volines. So these are the type of drugs we can spraying at the skin topical region. So that is also comes under the local anesthesia. And next we'll see the intranasal. So in case of the intranasal drug administrations, the drug sometimes suppositories, so some suppositories also, nasal suppositories also available on our market. Okay, so nasal suppositories the enter or the administered through our nasal region, okay. And sometimes intranasal routes also the way of the drug administrations. So suppositories also enter into our sometimes available or applying into our intranasal way. So it is the suppositories are put into our nasal nares, okay, into our nasal nares, and that type of drug administrations also can. But this type of drug administration is very rare. And you might have seen the ocular drops, means the drops. Suppose you will have the eye infections, okay, suppose you will have the eye infections. So at that time what should you have to do? So we can apply the different drops are available in our market, right? So for that the drug is administered as a ocular drops, means the drop which can applying in our eyeball. Suppose that is the eye, so that is the eye, and at that region in our eye, at that region, so that is the eyeball, right? That is the eyeball. So we are applying there the drop, they are the drops, okay. So that is all about the ocular drops, understood? That is all about the ocular drops, means the we are for treating the infections or different conditions or different disease conditions in our eye. So we are using the ocular drops, okay. So that is all about the drugs administrations, understood? Drugs administrations, I think you all have get the idea about the first pass effect, bioavailability, and different drug administrations, I think so. So if you're having any kinds of doubt, so that you can ask me questions below to the comment sections. And if you're new on my YouTube channel, so you can do subscribe for getting more interesting and so easy and so rememberable informations. So you can subscribe my channel and press the notification bell icon for getting more uploaded videos, okay. Stay safe.